I'm back again to read a little bit more. March 14th. That was the best poem you read yesterday by Mr. Walter Dean Myers. The best poem ever. I am sorry. I took the book home without asking. I only got one spot on it. That's why the page is torn. I tried to get the spot out. I copied that best poem and hung it on my bedroom wall, right over my bed, where I can see it when I'm lying down. Maybe you could copy it too and hang it on the wall in our class, where we can see it when we are sitting at our desks doing our stuff. I sure liked that poem by Mr. Walter Dean Myers, called Love That Boy. Because of two reasons. I liked it. One is because my dad calls me in the morning, just like that. He calls, "Hey there, son!" And also because when I had my yellow dog, I loved that dog, and I would call him like this. I'd say, "Hey there, Sky." His name was Sky. March 22nd. My yellow dog followed me everywhere. Every which way I turned, he was there, wagging his tail and slobber coming out of his mouth, when he was smiling at me all the time, as if he was saying, "Thank you, thank you, thank you," for choosing me, and jumping up on me, his shaggy straggly paws on my chest, like he was trying to hug the insides right out of me. And when us kids were playing outside, kicking the ball, he'd chase after it and push it with his nose. Push, 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 and getting slobber all over the ball. But no one cared, because he was such a funny dog. That dog Sky, that straggly, furry, smiling dog Sky. And I'd call him every morning, every evening. "Hey there, Sky." March 27th. Yes, you can type up what I wrote about my dog Sky, but don't type up the other secret one I wrote. The one all folded up in the envelope with tape on it. That one uses too many of Mr. Walter Dean Myers' words. And maybe Mr. Walter Dean Myers would get mad about that. April 4th. I was very glad to hear that Mr. Walter Dean Myers is not the sort of person who would get mad at a boy for using some of his words. And thank you for typing up my secret poem, the one that uses so many of Mr. Walter Dean Myers' words. And I like what you put at the top. Inspired by Walter Dean Myers. So you've been collecting words on spring, and you were able to write a spring poem, and you can use some of the words that you found, some spring words that you found in the poem. You can borrow other words from authors. That sounds good to my ears. Now, no one will think I just copied, because I couldn't think of my own words. They will know I was inspired by Mr. Walter Dean Myers. And you, my friends, were inspired by the authors of the spring poems and books you read. But don't put it on the board yet, okay? Is Mr. Walter Dean Myers a live person? And if he is, do you think he could ever come to our city, to our school, to our class? And if he did, we should hide my poem with his words. Hide it real good, just in case he would get mad about that. April 9th. No. No, 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 no. I can't do it. You should do it. You're a teacher. April 12th. I don't agree that Mr. Walter Dean Myers might like to hear from a boy who likes his poems. I think Mr. Walter Dean Myers would like to hear from a teacher who uses big words and knows how to spell and to type. April 17th. Dear Mr. Walter Dean Myers, you probably don't want to hear from me because I am only a boy and not a teacher, and I don't use big words. And you probably won't read this. Or even if you do read it, you probably are way too busy to answer it, let alone do the thing I'm going to ask you. And I want you to know that's okay. Because our teacher says writers are very, 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 very busy trying to write their words. And the phone is ringing, and the fax is going, and the bills need paying, and sometimes they get sick. I hope you're not sick, Mr. Walter Dean Myers. Or their family gets sick, or their electricity goes off, or the car needs fixing, or they have to go to the grocery store, or do the laundry, or clean up messes. I don't know how you find the time to write your words if you have to do all that stuff, and maybe you should get a helper. So what I am asking you is this. If you ever get time to leave your house, and if you ever feel like visiting a school where there might be some kids who like your poems, would you ever maybe think about coming, maybe, to our school, which is a clean place with mostly nice people in it? And I think our teacher, Miss Stretchberry, would maybe even make brownies for you, because she sometimes makes them for us. I hope I haven't too much stopped you from doing your writing of words and fixing your car and getting groceries and all that stuff, just to read this letter, which probably is taking you maybe 15 minutes. And in that time, you could have maybe written a whole new poem, or at least the start of one. And so I am sorry for taking up your time. And I understand if you can't come to our clean school and read some of your poems to us and let us see your face, which I bet is a friendly face. My name is Jack. Bye, Mr. Walter Dean Myers. April 20th. Did you mail it? Did he answer it yet? April 24th. Months? It might take months for Mr. Walter Dean Myers to answer my letter? If he answers it? I didn't know until you explained that the letter has to go to Mr. Walter Dean Myers' publisher company, and then someone at the publisher company has to sort all the mail, not just my letter, but hundreds and hundreds of letters to hundreds of authors. All that big mess of mail piled up, and someone sorting all that mail. And then the letters for Mr. Walter Dean Myers go to him. And maybe he's away. Maybe he's on vacation. Maybe he's sick. Maybe he's hiding in a room, writing poems. Maybe he's babysitting his children or his grandchildren, if he's married and stuff. Or maybe he has to go to the dentist or get that car fixed. Or maybe someone died. I really, really hope someone did not die. So, if you ask me, it could take him years to get around to answering that letter. So I guess we better just forget about it and not count on it. Get it in our minds. Do something else. Forget it. April 26th. Sometimes, when you're trying not to think about something, it keeps popping back into your head. You can't help it. You think about it, and think about it, and think about it, until your brain feels like a squashed pea. May 2nd. Yes. You can type up the thing about trying not to think about something, but you'd better leave my name off it, because it was just words coming out of my head, and I wasn't paying too much attention to which words came out when. May 7th. Maybe you could show me how to use the computer, and then I could type up my own words. May 8th. I didn't know about the spell checking thing inside the computer. It is like a miracle. Little brain in there, a little helper brain. But I'm a slow typer person. Did you say there is a typing thing in that computer too? Will it help me type better and faster? Tap, 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 so my fingers can go as fast as my brain? May 14th. I typed this up myself. My sky. We were outside, in the street, me and some other kids, kicking the ball before dinner. And Sky was chasing, with his feet going every which way, and his tail wagging, and his mouth slobbering. And he was all over the place, smiling and wagging and slobbering and making us laugh. And my dad came walking up that street. He was way down there, near the end. I could see him after he got off the bus, and he was walking. And I saw him wave, and he called out, "Hey there, son!" And so I didn't see the car coming from the other way until someone else, one of the big kids, called out, "Car." And I turned around, and I saw a blue car, splattered with mud, speeding down the road. And I saw Sky going after the ball, wagging his tail. And I called him, "Sky, Sky!" And he turned his head, but it was too late, because the blue car, splattered with mud, hit Sky. Thud, 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 and kept on going, in such a hurry, so fast, so many miles to go, it couldn't even stop. And Sky was just there, in the road, lying on his side, with his legs bent funny, and his side heaving, and he looked up at me, and I said, "Sky, Sky, Sky." And then my dad was there, and he lifted Sky out of the road and laid him on the grass. And Sky closed his eyes, and he never opened them again ever. May 15th. I don't know. If you put it on the board and people read it, it might make them sad. May 17th. Okay, I guess. I'll put my name on it. But I hope it doesn't make people feel too sad. And if it does, maybe you could think of something to cheer everybody up. Like maybe with some of those brownies you make, the chocolate ones. that are so good. May 21st. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. That was the best, best, best news ever. I can't believe it. Mr. Walter Dean Myers is really, really, really coming to our school. He was coming to our city anyway to see his old buddy, and he would be honored to visit our clean school and meet the mostly nice kids who like his poems. We sure are lucky that his old buddy lives in our town. Wow. I'm going to stop right there, my friend.